Every year marks a new college semester, which for most kids also means a new environment to become familiar with. Along with this comes a whole host of stressors that can have a very negative impact on student life. Then again, isn't that to be expected?
According to a 2008 mental health study by the Associated Press and MTVU, 8 in 10 college students say that they have sometimes or frequently experienced stress in their daily lives throughout a semester. This has increased over time, and we wanted to see if this was an issue at Fitchburg State. We asked the question, what truly matters on a college campus? Above all, what is most important is prioritizing student mental health.
A lot of what we see is either obviously mental health related or kind of indirectly, like somebody might come in with a headache and ultimately come to find out they're really stressed out and that's what's causing their headaches. Or somebody will come in and they'll be really upset or feeling depressed or feeling anxious or feeling stressed, and that's a lot of what we see here and in counseling services. Well, I think making people aware that we exist and that we can treat it. I think that's a big thing, especially freshmen. You know, people may not know that they can get help here. And it's hard to get the word out. I think that there's a lot of resources out there. I think there's always room for improvement. Health education around this would be huge. We try to do some. Actually, we do the pet therapy. Have you guys seen that yet?
Yeah.
Oh, the dog?
Yeah, the dogs. I think that's awesome. If we could do that every day, I think that would be great. I don't think that's possible, but we're trying to expand on that. So there are things that we could expand on or maybe try to get it. We're trying to figure out what's going to work for you guys.
What do you think is the main cause of stress on college campuses?
Wow, that's a good question. I really think it's, if you look at the freshman year,
Yeah.
which you tend to see a lot of, so it depends on what year, but if I break it down into freshman, the beginning, part of it's just the major change, right? You've gone from living at home, not everybody lives here, but say you're living in a dorm, you may not know anybody. You're eating in a dining hall, you don't normally eat at home. You might be working, you might not be working. Getting used to usually a heavier class load.
Obviously, stress is everywhere. You feel that it's a important topic here on campus.
I do. I think not just this campus, I think in general. Like if there's a American College Health Association does a survey every 2 years, and this is the whole United States. And we do it, we participate. And they look at, it's I don't know how many questions, it's probably 50 to 100. And stress is kind of one of the topics, and it always comes out pretty high.
Do you feel that mental health among students is a problem that should be of concern?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a big problem that not a lot of people speak about. It's something that's usually kind of just pushed to the side.
Yes, definitely, especially freshmen, because it's a new environment and they don't know how to act.
Hell yeah. Because everyone goes through it, it's not talked about a lot, and I don't know, like I feel like it should be brought up more because a lot of people are affected by it, whether it's genetics or just how they are, how they grew up. I feel like it should be talked about more.
Do you feel stressed, anxious, or uneasy in any ways related to school?
It's college. So yes, I think it's a lot to do with like the workload and, you know, it's a new environment, especially for freshmen or first year students here in college, because we have to deal with, you know, moving away from home for the first time, different academics, you know, things are a lot different, and I think that's something that personally affected me with my mental health.
Yeah, I do, a lot actually. High school, I kind of just cruised by. I got really good grades, but in college, my first exam, I did terrible, and I didn't know how to act. I didn't want to tell my parents. I just got really stressed out. I didn't know how to study.
Very. That's really all it is. It's just a lot. It's a lot of work.
Hey, and have you used any of the services or resources that Fitchburg has given us since we started?
I've been to counseling services once, and then I also went down to the health center a couple times just to talk. They're really helpful. They're really like easy to talk to. Everything's confidential. Like if you don't want something shared, something's not shared.
Not currently, because I have been really busy just running around trying to get all my homework done and just trying to not to do things last minute. But I am trying to make efforts to go make an appointment with a counselor and, you know, figure stuff out. So.
While Fitchburg does advertise resources for mental health in students, we came to the conclusion that more can be done to let students know that asking for help is okay. While developing this video, we emailed counseling about possibly getting an interview. We came to the discovery that counseling was fully booked for weeks. This didn't seem like a big issue until we talked to one of the interviewee's roommate, who explained they contacted counseling services to make an appointment, but was asked to wait 3 to 4 weeks.
For a university that enrolls about 7,000 to 8,000 students a year, 3 counselors is not enough to help those in need. If not more counselors, then another plan has to be put into place to help those who desperately need help in that moment. What truly matters here on campus is making sure the students have adequate access to services to help them with anxiety, stress, and depression.